हरिः ॐ शं नो मित्रस्यं वरुणः शं नो भवत्वर्यमा शं न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. As I explained to you and mentioned to you in my last lecture, the two types of planets are there. One type of planets, they are called the speedy planets, and there are the slow planets. The speedy planets indicate the first type of results of karma, and the slow planets indicate the second type of karma. So from Jupiter onwards, all the other planets are called slow planets. So I explained to you about the two karmas in my previous lecture. One karma is the man is given money by his father, and he spent all the money without investing in a right direction, without any proper plan in his life, and without thinking about the future, and mainly spending the money without any discrimination or a wise plan. And the second man who got the money from his father, he invested the money in a right direction. He planned a life with a very good attitude about the future, and he spent a very decent life, a disciplined life, a purposeful life, a meaningful life. So Master tried to explain to you here the aspects of with the speedy planets. What happens? The planets go very fast. They travel very fast from one sign to another sign. The predictions will be changed very quickly in both ways, negative and positive ways. At the same time, if the aspects are with the slow planets like Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, like that, the motion of the planet is very slow. That's why they will have the impact on the individual in a deeper way, in a very prolonged way. The results are very prolonged. On the positive side, these people have the benefic results for a long time. On the negative side, if there are any problems with these planets, either on the economic side or in the job profession side or in the family side or in the health side, the negative aspects are also very deep, the chronic. So this is what he explained. He explained a little bit, but I explained a little bit more. So you have to understand this. So what we have to understand, when opportunity is given to us, and a power is given to us, money is given to us, or intelligence is given to us, anything given to us, it is the duty of us to spend it in a proper way. That is, it comes in the evolution. When we are evolved mentally and psychologically and spiritually, we will try to utilize the opportunities given to us in a proper way for the welfare of the society, for the welfare of the nation, for the welfare of the nature, our mother earth planet. So this is how we have to evolve in this evolution. And exactly the planets indicate this. The Master is telling here, evolution expects you to enter from the first type of planning into the second type of planning. So it goes on exposing you to situations that require your attempt, because you will grow only with your attempt. Planets create the situations in your life, in our life. So we have to give our own attempt to grow in our life or in the evolution. Without our effort, without our attempt, we cannot go further. People, especially in India, like ancient nations, many people, they misunderstand the word surrenderance. Surrenderance to the God and surrenderance to the master. A samarpana it is called in Sanskrit. Surrenderance is in English. Surrenderance is not the obedience. Surrenderance is not following somebody. Surrenderance is not bow down to all the people. It is something different. The lower nature should surrender to the higher nature. Individual nature and personal nature should be surrendered to the higher nature, to the universal consciousness. Individual consciousness should surrender to the universal consciousness. The lower mind should be surrendered to the higher mind. This is what exactly the surrenderance or the ego, the I am, the small I am, the local I am, the false I am, it should be surrendered to the real I am. This is what we mean the surrenderance. It needs our attempt, our sadhana, our practice, our attitude, our wisdom, our will. Lot of things are there to understand what is the real surrenderance. So don't misunderstand surrenderance with the obedience. Okay. So we have the positive reaction to the planets and the negative reaction to the planets. As long as we are in the first three lower planes, planets give us natural good results, but we are also exposed to unfavorable conditions. So when we are in the third lower triad, lower three planes, then what happens? When the real happiness come to us, a real good opportunities come to us, generally we try to enjoy it. We will spend it like that. We spend a lavish life or a comfortable life, or we enjoy the life without any responsibility, without any understanding about the future, without any understanding about the meaning of the human life, the purpose of the human life. So we have to elevate ourselves from that state to the lower side to the higher side. Suppose if we have bad effects of the planets and bad results of the planets, and we have to suffer with it, who will suffer? Why? Because we have no understanding about the life. We have no understanding about the real purpose of the life. We have no real understanding about the suffering or about the past karma or the good karma, how to operate them in our life, how to understand the karma, why all the problems are given to us only, not to others. We need a real understanding about it. That is what Master is telling here. Then now, he is going to explain about the planets, how they work in the background of the karma. For example, the sun in your horoscope indicates willpower, your power to decide, your capacity to make changes in life. But in the first three planes, you may show the negative aspect of will, that is what is called obstinacy. So, Master is telling about the sun in the horoscope. What sun indicates in the horoscope? The willpower, a power to decide, the capacity to make changes in the life. But in evolution, when we are in the lower three planes, what are the lower three planes? Material plane or the physical plane, astral plane and the mental plane. Or physical plane, vital plane or the mental plane, whatever it may be. So when somebody is in the three lower planes, in his horoscope, sun indicates will as obstinacy. What is obstinacy? Generally we use the word will to the obstinacy. Obstinacy means he will not listen to anybody. He feels that he is the supreme. He feels that his word is final. He feels that everybody has to accept his command or demand. This is obstinacy. I know I don't want to listen to anybody and I know everything and I don't want to bow down before anybody. He speaks all these things. I wanted to live on my own. I am so individual. People are telling like this means they are not dealing with the willpower. They are obstinate. That is what Master is telling here. Generally, obstinacy is understood as will. People oppose others, criticize others, and disobey others. They call it willpower. When we are opposing somebody, I don't want to listen to anybody and I don't want to listen to them. Generally, we oppose them or we criticize them and we will not obey the superiors or great people or elderly people or people with wisdom. They feel that is the individuality. It is called the obstinacy. So, real people of willpower are very polite. And what are the real qualities of the willpower? They are very polite and they have no opposition with anyone in this world. That is, those who have the first ray activity is as the soul ray. This is very important. So, let us go into the details of the 7 rays and the planets. And if time permits and Master permits us, it's a wonderful race and the initiations and the planets and the science. It's a wonderful science. I like that branch very much. So let us go afterwards, not now. The first ray belongs to if the first ray is the soul ray, means in his horoscope or in her horoscope, sun should be very, very strong. And the will is the first ray and sun is the planet of the first ray. So if somebody's soul ray is the first ray, and sun is working in a positive way and if he is living in the higher plane, he is very polite. He will not oppose anybody. He do a lot of things in this world. He create a lot of things in this world in a very polite way, not with fighting. Not with fighting means that is obstinacy. So, Master explaining about the moon also here. The moon in our horoscope should give you the power of mind, that is the quickness in thinking. It has its negative aspects that are inconsistency, lack of continuity of purpose, and change. The fellow cannot do any work for 1 hour. That is the negative side of moon. So, positive side of moon is the power of mind, that is the quickness and thinking. The people in horoscope, in whose horoscope the moon is very strong, they are very imaginative. Imaginative in the positive side. They think in a very, very quick way. The reception is very good. They understand the feelings of the people very well. They care for the people. They take the responsibility of the people. They love the people. But when the moon is working in a negative way, they are inconsistent, they are moody, they change their ideas very quick. That means they will not be happy in their life because they cannot take a right decision. Okay? That's how one reacts negatively to the moon. We have the positive traits of Mars. His Master is telling you about the positive traits of Mars. It is called courage. If somebody is courageous, if something is happening to somebody on the road and somebody is beating somebody on the road, if there is a Mars positive person is there, immediately he will run without thinking a second, without thinking a moment, a second, and they go to the rescue of the man who is very weak and he will save those people. That's why all the police officers and military officers and army officers, all the very strong-willed people with a lot of courage and strength, muscle strength and mental strength, above all, an instinct inside to save the people from the situations. They are called the Martians, positive Martians. All the heroes in the history, all the leaders, all the emperors who ruled either negatively or positively, they are all come under the Mars. So, it is the drive of a person. If it is negative aspect, the risky mind, that always he likes to take a risk. So a drive will be there always, a courage, a drive, a push, an activity, all the time doing something, fighting for the right. All these are the positive qualities of the Mars. If the Mars is working in a negative way, and they take all the risk in their life, they go for adventures into the risky places and involved in the accidents, or they try to take all unnecessary risks as a fashion. This is the negative side of the Mars. So Mars is explaining about the Mercury here. So the positive side of Mercury, intelligence, it has a negative aspect, cunning nature. That is to try to find out the defects in others and take advantage of it. Also, one of the positive traits is he has the capacity to compare the various sciences and find out what is common. This negative aspect is contrasting. That is, if he sees two persons, he tries to estimate who is worse than the other. That is, he finds the differences between persons. He always has a difference of opinion with everyone. So the best quality of the Mercury on the positive side is the intelligence, and if he is in a perverted side, negative side, it is there to deceive others, and all the cunning nature, and all the time finding fault with others, all the time separate two people, separate two good friends. All these things are the negative traits of the Mercury. The positive side of Mercury is he will the capacity to compare the various sciences and find out what is common. He compare between the two scriptures, two nations, two people and two philosophies, or whatever it may be. He compare between the two things and find out a common thing which is very useful to the human beings and for their welfare. It is the positive side of Mercury. If Mercury is in the negative side in the horoscope, he creates troubles. He creates troubles between the two people. He creates troubles between the two nations. He is very critical. He is very cunning, very immature, and he creates a lot of troubles between the nations and the people. That is the negative side of Mercury. What is the use of knowing all these things? By any chance, in our horoscope, if any planet is working in a negative way, how do you know planet is working in a negative way? If any planet in his inimical house or detrimental house are having malefic aspects with the malefic planets, definitely this planet loses his original quality, a positive side of qualities, and give the negative side of this planet, and the planet which is aspecting this planet, it carries it carries that negative qualities also. This is how we have to understand which planet is working in a positive way and which planet is working in a negative way. I will explain to you about the other planets in my next lecture. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.